Well, in the day of the event, we're going to have a static display. Wonderland will have a display. We'll have boats there to look at. We'll be doing demo rides there. And so, you can come up before the weigh-in, take a ride, see what Skeeter's all about, and then hang out for the day and just chat with people.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Hook One Pod. Hey, we're in the shop. We've got some guests, and the podcast is back. We've got an awesome show for you guys. As spring and summer roll around, guys, I just don't have the time to be doing these podcasts once a week. It's way too busy in the store and way too busy with the family. So we're going to be bringing you guys special episodes throughout the year. Our YouTube is going to be live with all sorts of shop talk and fishing and all sorts of fun stuff. But we're back today with the podcast. We've got two awesome guests with us. One familiar friend of the show, Mr. Kevin from Wonderland Marine. What's up, dude?
How you doing? Good.
I'm very good. And we've got a new guest with us today. We've got Mr. Eric from Skeeter. What's going on, man?
Everything's going good. Thanks for having me.
Everything is good. And that's why we're here to talk about it. Spring is in the air. You can't really tell right now because there's a bunch of fog outside, but spring is in the air. We've got a lot coming up. And the reason I've got these two guys with us is because we've got two really big events that are coming up. One of them's actually coming up really soon. And then the other one, we've got a little bit until the summer. So the very first event is going to be the Wonderland Open House. So that'll be right in your guys', right there, right? Right at the facility.
The store in Howell.
The new showroom.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and we will be there. It's a really cool event that you guys actually are doing. I'm going to let you talk a little bit more about it, Kevin. But if you guys go on Facebook, it's the Wonderland Marine West. It's the Real Deal Fishing event. And it's essentially an open house, but for you guys, you're bringing in guys like me. So I'll be there. Garmin will be there. 2K Jigs will be there. And we're going to be there selling stuff. So you can go there. You can buy fishing stuff. You can look at the Skeeters. You can look at the fishing boats that are in their facility. They are the largest Yamaha dealer in the world. So you can see a lot of their Yamaha boats. But talk a little bit about what that event might be like, Kevin.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is, for the most part, we're going to gut our showroom. We're going to bring in majority fishing boats, fishing stuff. We got tackle guys like yourself, Pete, coming in. We've got some manufacturers coming in with product displays. Gives you an opportunity to talk to some of these guys about their product, ask questions. Again, get a deal where it's a show type feel. So we're asking guys to come in, do show specials on their stuff. Gives you guys a great opportunity to come in and one last chance to buy those baits you need for April, May, and June, and kind of bring everybody together for that. We used to do this event years ago. It was extremely good time, fun, successful. So we're trying to start this back up, and this will be our first year doing it in quite a while. But it'll be an annual thing moving forward where, we want to continue to grow it, get more vendors, and bring lots of guys in to talk about fishing.
Yeah, and it should be, boats and baits because that's basically what it is. But we're going to have really good deals on a lot of our stuff there, anything from jigging to crankbaits or anything like that. And then obviously all the boats. And I know Skeeter Yamaha is going to be running some promotions and stuff like that. So if you'd like to get a boat that looks like mine, it'd be a pretty good idea to at least come look at them.
That's correct. All of our spring season promotions will be ending at the end of March. So that'll be the last event that you'll have the availability to come in, save some money, and get yourself a new Skeeter.
Yeah, so that is going to be a really, really cool event. Again, guys, that's going to be at the Wonderland Marine West, their big location there in Howell. And you guys can come out Saturday on the 28th for that. So, and I've got a little thing right there so you can even see when and where all that stuff will be going on. Come visit us. Come say what's up. It's going to be a really cool event. We wanted to be more into events like these. We really enjoy going to the fishing shows and doing stuff like that. So it was really cool when Wonderland reached out and they were like, hey, we've got this idea of a show, but it's going to include everything. So that's going to be a really cool event. And then the thing that it's really going to highlight that we really want to kind of sit down and talk about is Wonderland's throwing the event. Skeeter is the major sponsor, obviously, because it's the Skeeter's owners tournament and owners appreciation tournament, right? And we've got a flyer for you guys right here. So to any of you guys that own a Skeeter or want to come buy one at the open house, this tournament is going to be epic. And this is what we really want to focus a majority of the podcast on is going to be this dealer's appreciation and owners tournament. I'm going to let Kevin really dive into this thing here in a second. But what I want to say is it's going to be a very unique event. It's out of Veterans Memorial Park on Saginaw Bay. You got a captain's meeting. This is going to be on August 15th. So if you didn't see the flyer, or if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify, it's going to be Saturday, August 15th. And that's out of Veterans Memorial Park in Saginaw. And it's going to be a Saginaw Bay tournament, bass and walleye. Kevin, take it from here.
Yeah, so kind of the idea here was to try to start up some type of Northern appreciation event for Skeeter owners. It's been tried a few times in the past and has struggled. So we've kind of taken this over as a dealership to really spearhead this and make it a big event. We have $10,000 for walleye and $10,000 for bass that we're paying out for first place. And that money's already secured. That money's paid by sponsors. It's not even going to be part of the entry fees. The entry fee money will be paid out 100% back. And of course, it's going to really depend on how many entries we get and how many places we pay. But we are guaranteed, no matter how many boats we have, we're going to pay $10,000 to first place on the walleye, first place on the bass side. Some of our major sponsors, obviously, we have Skeeter is sponsored. Yamaha Outboards, Wonderland Marine West is a big sponsor of the event. And the city of Bay City is one of our biggest sponsors as well to help make this event happen and have it there in their towns. So we're pretty excited about it. There's still a lot of details we're working through, but it's going to be a fun event. It's going to be pretty epic, to be honest.
Well, that was going to be kind of one of my next questions, is like the details of it all. So like we throw the one here on the St. Clair River and it's only 60 boats and it's walleyes only. Ideally we're looking for more than 60 boats in each division. We're looking for some really good participation, but the details and how the tournament's going to be ran and all that has got to really be pretty tough to come up with answers and working with the people. Now, granted, there's some really good people on the backside of this that are helping put this tournament together. So if you're like thinking about fishing it, you're definitely going to want to fish it. If you go to the Wonderland open house event, you guys do sign up, you're going to get $50 off your registration and guarantee yourself into those goodie bags. Now, I know I'm throwing some stuff into those goodie bags. I know Skeeter's throwing some stuff into those goodie bags. I'm sure there's going to be some Garmin promotional product in there, but you're not going to want to miss out on that stuff. And that's really, Kevin, that's kind of really what it's for, right? Like when we talked about it, we want it. I say like I'm a part of it, but you want it to be like for the anglers. You know what I mean? You want it to be a very angler-friendly event on Skeeter side and Wonderland side.
Well, 100%. And we want it, and what we've tried to do with these type of events is make it something that not just the guy that's going to go out and fish for first place necessarily is going to be interested in. We're going to have a lot of prizes and giveaways to guys that don't place.
Yeah.
And there's thousands of dollars already donated for that aspect of it. Things from, whether it's giving away a Minn Kota trolling motor or maybe a Garmin Graph, Live Scope, something like that. And again, we've got a lot of stuff donated and we're still working, and we'll be taking donations all the way up until the event actually starts.
Yeah.
So, from the backside of the event, we actually have the Michigan Walleye Tour is going to be handling the weigh-in for us. So, they've got the equipment and stuff to handle as many boats as we need to run through there. But
that's a tour level. For those of you that haven't been to like a Michigan Walleye Tour, that's a tour level event, whether it's a National Walleye Tour or a Bassmaster or an MLF event. Yeah, that's a walleye guy speaking to you. But that as far as like if you're looking to fish, you're going to have the right weigh baskets. You're going to have top of the line scales. You're going to have a huge stage. You're going to have volunteers that know what they're doing and that have done this weigh-in process before. And that's all extremely important.
Yeah. And as well as that, obviously those of you that know anything about Wonderland is, we've operated 100+ boat tournaments for years when we did our open tournament on Lake St. Clair. So none of this high volume, high boat tournament is new to any of us. It's stuff that we understand and experience. Really where the questions come down to is it's going to come down to how we handle things based on how many entries we get. Because things like blast off and weigh-ins and whether we're going to run, different shifts of blast, depending on how many boats are in each division.
Well, and then Eric, I'm going to let you dive into this because Skeeter's got its whole side that I think is really cool. And this is what, I mean, we talk about all the time, but you go to a Bassmaster event and it's so much more than just a weigh-in, right? Like there's everything is going on. You've got Skeeters usually there doing demo rides. There's other companies there that have tents set up. It's so much more to do. And that's, you know, a major part of a tournament. So what do you guys kind of got going on in all this?
It's going to be similar. And when we started,
Oh, your mic is down. Here we go.
Sorry.
Let's try this. Oh, now it's falling. Hang on, technical difficulties. You could just hold it. Oh, yeah,
I got.
Yeah,
when we originally put this together, we wanted it to be a family-friendly, less intimidating tournament for the fishermen. We've got a lot of fishermen that love to fish. Maybe they walleye fish on the weekend and just have never, you know, they're not going to take it to that level of the National Walleye Tour or Michigan Walleye Tour, but they wanted to come out and have some fun and see the camaraderie. I mean, I think we've all fished in enough tournaments. We know you're really competitive when you're on the water.
Yeah.
It's hanging out, you know, at the docks and talking and getting to know everybody that owns a boat similar to yours, and how do they have theirs rigged? How do you have yours rigged? And that's where the fun of it comes in. It's just that relationship
100%.
building. We don't want this to be an intimidating tournament for anyone. We want anybody that's ever even thought about it to come join, have fun. You're going to get most of your entry fee back in the giveaway bags if you're one of the first 100 boats to register.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kevin talked about it at their event on the 28th. That's the first time you can sign up. You do get a discount, and boat numbers are going to be given away as you register.
So I should be there to set my table up early.
Yeah.
So register early, get an early boat number.
Yep. If you're the first guy to sign up at the event, you're going to be the first boat to blast in that division.
Yep. But we are going to make this a fun event. We're going to have demo rides there. We're going to have demo rides for both bass boats and walleye boats. I'll probably even have a center console there, something different for everybody.
Nice. Those bay boats are sweet, dude.
It's nice to fish out of, especially a body of water like Saginaw Bay.
Yeah, and a family boat. You know what I mean? The dad, the mom, you know, fishing is so much more than, and this is something like at Hook One, and I know my listeners and guys understand it, but it's so much more than, you know, getting to that tournament guy or that professional guy. And there's so many guys out there that love fishing, but we've all got day jobs. You know what I mean? And so to have a tournament,
exactly.
To have a tournament where you're not necessarily intimidated and it's fun, and that's something I really wanted to touch on. And guys, listen closely. If you take anything out of this, the Skeeter's owners tournament is $250 to sign up. Correct? That's what it was. $250. Yes. So at the open house, it's gonna be $200.
No, it's $250.
$250 at the it'll be $300 and then $250.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you guys got to understand, they're paying out $10,000 to first place. Our tournament is $250, and we're only giving out $8,000. Most tournaments are over $500 buy-in to get you to that $10,000 payout. These guys have some awesome sponsors that stepped up, and people that are stepping up, throwing a bunch of money at this tournament. That doesn't even include the ticket sales. So for the ability to have a chance to win $10,000 for a $250 buy-in, you know, it's really not that much pressure. It's really not.
Yeah.
No, it's designed around having fun. It's going to be a fun event.
100%. That's why we are so on board. It was a big reason that we wanted to put this podcast together. It was a big reason. I mean, you drove all the way from Muskegon. You drove all the way from the other side of Howell. St. John's to drive out here and do this. And a big reason to do that was because I think we need more tournaments like this. We will. There's always going to be a place for your tour level events, your top dogs, your guys that are super serious, that all have $500,000 into boats. But what about that guy that's got the tri-tune up in Saginaw Bay? And there's nothing that says he don't win.
Right.
Right? So it's like, well, I guess the only thing stopping you is you don't have a Skeeter tri-tune.
Yeah.
But you can have a Skeeter of any age.
Exactly.
Right.
You can break out something out of the barn that's from the 70s and come win some money with it.
Or you can come get a brand new Skeeter.
It's always a great idea.
And tell him Pete sent you. Tell him Pete sent you, because that looks good on my side. But like, regardless, either way, if you've got the boat, you can go do it. And I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. I like all the extra stuff that's in it, the extra stuff that's in the weigh-in, the extra stuff. The captain's meeting alone is going to be an incredible event for all the guys fishing. Some of my favorite parts of tournaments are the captain's meetings.
Exactly. And if you own a different boat, that's fine. Find a Skeeter owner and jump in and fish with them.
100%. Yeah,
we want everybody to get involved. Just jump in, join a friend with a Skeeter, and come out to the event. 100%.
And guys, I know I'm going to get questions on YouTube, and I know I'm going to get questions in the comments and stuff. We've talked about, they've talked about doing, you know, opening up to everybody and it being a Skeeter event, but you guys have to understand that with Skeeter and Wonderland putting up all the money to do this, and, guaranteeing $20,000 to first place. There's a reason it's a Skeeter's Appreciation Tournament. And on top of that, when you guys show up to these events and everybody at the event has the same boat, and we've seen events like this, but it's really cool where I can walk up to a guy like John or a guy that's on the other side of the parking lot. Hey, how'd you rig your boat? What did you do to your boat to make it look like this? Or how did you? And then you get to talk to people that all share similar experiences on those same boats. And you can learn a ton just from doing that. So there's just so much involved in the whole thing.
Exactly. We do an owners tournament that Skeeter sponsored in the South, and that's this is an offshoot of that. But yeah, the camaraderie that comes from having everybody at one location fishing together out of the same brand it's very unique and it's very fun. Something you don't get anywhere else.
Yeah, and if you are a Skeeter owner, or if you want to be a Skeeter owner, or if you enjoy the familyhood of that, look at that tournament that they put on down south. That was a tournament I talked to Owen quite a bit about, was the one down south. That thing is a different beast.
Yeah. Yes.
That is, you guys can talk about it a little bit, about what that tournament is like down south, because I want that here. I want that in Michigan. I want that on the Great Lakes, and there's no reason we can't have it. Guys, Michigan is number 2 in boats per capita behind Florida. There's more boats per person in the state of Michigan than anywhere else in the country. That's a fact. That's not an opinion. In the South, this tournament is bananas.
Yeah, it's been going on for years and years and years. It's a 1,000-boat tournament usually. They do things a little different where they do a weigh-in every hour. So it's a big fish tournament every hour just because of the quantity of boats. And we would love for this to grow to the point that we need to change the format just because we have so many boats here. But that's where, a special thanks to the city of Bay City, because they have the infrastructure and they have everything that we can have people come from all over the country. And there's places to stay. They've offered the park. It's a big enough place for us to put a bunch of boats.
Wow.
They have multiple launches in Bay City, so we can actually, if the tournament grows to 200 or 300 boats, we have launches that we can use to put different people in different parts of the city. And so it worked out just great because it's such a great fishery.
Well, Saginaw Bay is such an incredible fishery. The walleye guys, we're going to be fishing anywhere from 12 to 15 feet, or we might be out in that 35 foot. You might have guys running up to Alpena, because walleye guys are psychos. And then your bass guys, they're also psychos. But since it's bigger water, you're going to have guys out in the lake fishing smallies in 25 feet. But then you're also going to have guys back in the flats that are catching the largemouth.
Or up in the river.
Up in the river. And we saw that highlighted in those MLF tournaments that came up here last year.
Yeah.
So it can be very, very unique. Adding the walleye side of it for the Great Lakes was a super cool idea. What's some stuff that we've got planned from the Wonderland side of things? Everything? That's probably a tough question to put you on the spot since you guys are throwing the whole thing.
Yeah.
But for the captain's meeting, we're going to have food.
This is something we're working on.
Yep.
We've discussed bringing in food trucks and stuff like that. One of the ideas was just a simple, I don't know about whether we do it at the captain's meeting or for the weigh-in, is just set up a grill, and we're going to grill hamburgers, hot dogs, things like that for the guys that are fishing the tournament. And look into some other ways to bring some food to the site. And whether that's, my thought is for the captain's meeting, let's bring in some food trucks, to give guys a good way to get some food that night and, help support some of the local community with food trucks and things like that. So
yeah, the people going around. And then the time of the year. We're looking at August 15th. It's going to be beautiful weather for the captain's meeting. Should be really nice weather for the tournament. Should be really good fishing, walleye and bass. We might have to look for them walleyes a little bit. Bass fishing should be really good. But the time of the year is right for the tournament. And I think, we're sitting on here talking about the Wonderland and the Skeeter owners tournament. And guys, if you want to be a part of it, let me throw this out there real quick. If you guys want to be a part of it, Kevin mentioned the donations, but I'm sure we're going to be looking for donations. We're going to be looking for volunteers. We're going to be looking for all that sort of stuff. If you guys want to be a part of that, shoot us a message at Hook One. I can get you in touch. These guys are super busy. It's boat show season. It's boat selling season. They're traveling. You guys are going to be in Grand Rapids next weekend. You got another stop after that. So they're going to be really busy. If this is something that you guys want to be a part of, please reach out to Hook One Bait and Tackle. We can put you in touch with the right people. That way we're not, playing tag with a bunch of guys. But if you want to be a part of this tournament and you can't maybe fish it, I'm sure there's a possibility to get you to be a part of it.
We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, and we have a lot of businesses that have stepped up. There's a local dealership, automobile dealership that's in Bay City that's going to help out, but they're also sending volunteers to help out. We're going to have, when you put on an event like this, there's all kinds of behind the scenes help needed. So yeah, for some reason you can't fish it, but you want to help out.
Yeah,
we can put you to work. That's for sure.
That the biggest thing is like it takes a village. Like, my wife and I use that all the time with the family. It's like it takes a village. I'll raise a family, but it takes a community to do anything. And that's one thing that we really like to lean into. And when you're looking at, a podcast like this and you see 1, 2, 3 different logos all sitting together, working together, we all work different jobs. We all work together, but we all work different jobs doing different things. But a lot of the times when you can put a bunch of heads together, the Michigan Walleye Tour jumping on, and especially with John, anyone that knows John behind the scenes.
The Saginaw Bay Walleye Club has been great to work with on this, and they've been very, very supportive.
Well, they know how it goes, and especially on the walleye side of things. And then with Wonderland and the bass side of things, I mean, you guys are so involved with a ton of bass fishing and bass fishermen in your guys' company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be a really cool event. We're really looking forward to it. Last year, we were really looking forward to it. And it was kind of thrown together, and then the weather just kind of killed it.
Yeah.
So now we've had over basically we'll have almost a full year to set this stuff in and plan it. And it's going to be a really, really cool event, but so much more than a tournament. I guess I'm just trying to really drive that thing home.
Exactly.
Because even if you're not fishing like for us, we're an hour and 20 minutes away from Bay City. So like, even if you're not fishing in it, what stops you to just go up there and check it out? Because even just people showing up to the weigh-in, guys, people just showing up to the weigh-in alone is going to help us in our numbers. Like just showing up, hey, we had this many people. Maybe they didn't necessarily fish it, but now we're having an event, after. So just showing up and supporting is huge for us.
Well, in the day of the event, we're going to have a static display. Wonderland will have a display. We'll have boats there to look at. We'll be doing demo rides there. And so, you can come up before the weigh-in, take a ride, see what Skeeter's all about, and then hang out for the day and just chat with people.
And the guys fishing it, like it's not, the Michigan Walleye Tour, if you go to the National Walleye Tour, Bassmaster, MLF, like a lot of the pros are really cool, but a lot of them are really busy. This is a one-day event. It's really cool. So if it's something that you have questions, you want to ask these people, hey, how do you rig your boats? How did you go fish it? How did you do? It's another place where you can just find us in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? And you can talk to anybody about this stuff. Yeah. So it's a good event that maybe if you're not even looking at fishing it, just come out and say what's up. That's in August. So, but we're going to have the open house before that. Can we go into the open house a little bit before we go back to the tournament?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, guys, the open house, if you want more information on all this, so there's 2 ways to get more information on this. You can come to the open house March 28th at Wonderland, or you could scroll down if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can scroll down and click any of the hyperlinks. There's going to be a hyperlink down there to check out the Facebook page for the Wonderland Open House. There's a hyperlink down there for the Facebook page for the Battle on the Bay is what the tournament's called. But for the Battle on the Bay and the tournament. And then there's also a website, battleonthebay.com, and you can go check that out as well. But come to the open house. So we're going to gut that entire showroom, which is huge. Mm-hmm. How are we going to fill it? How many more tackle guys do we have? Has anyone else confirmed that they're going to be there?
Yeah, we've got probably a dozen or so guys confirmed that are coming. And we're still working on adding guys. And there's a few guys that are kind of on the fence whether they're going to be able to make it or not. There's some things up in the air, but we're going to fill it with fishing boats. And our goal would be for the whole one side, it's 11,000 square foot showroom. The whole goal would be for the one side to just be tackle vendors.
Yeah.
Get you guys in there, give you an opportunity to sell some stuff, give the people coming to the event the opportunity to see some of the stuff. And it's a free event. So it's not like going to the Ultimate Fish Show where you got to pay to park, you got to pay to get in and, all that type of stuff. So,
that's a great point too, because you don't have to pay to get in. The parking's right there outside the showroom. There's a bunch of parking. The showroom is huge, so like we could fit if that showroom is tight with bodies, then we did something very right because it's a 100%. Big showroom. So get a bunch of people in there. And then, guys, I'm sure we're going to be doing giveaways. Like, we have giveaways planned. We're giving away plastics. We're giving away gift cards. We're giving away swag, whether it's hat or tumblers. So we're going to be giving stuff away. And I know the guys there are going to be doing stuff. I know Wonderland's going to be doing stuff. You guys are going to be there all rigged out, ready to go.
We will.
Are we going to have some of the, the Wonderland the fishing guys going to be there too?
We've got John
Bergsman's
going to be there.
Great Lakes Fisherman Digest. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Thousands of views, travels all over the state, catches a bunch of fish. You could watch the one that he filmed with Hook One with me and Kevin.
Yeah.
But John will be there. Awesome person to ask really about fishing anywhere.
Yeah. John's one of those guys that fishes everything. So,
but if you start the conversation, you better buckle up because you might be there for a minute.
Yep, he does love to talk.
Well, there's just a lot to talk about is the thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you bring up fishing Bay to Knock up in the UP in June,
John will know what to fish.
There's a lot of information. If you bring up Drummond Island, Saginaw Bay, don't ask about Saginaw Bay in August though. He doesn't have any information on that.
You can ask up until 14 days before the event.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But the open house is going to be kind of like a little, I'm not going to say it's going to be totally different than the Skeeter's owner tournament, but you'll get an idea of how it's going to be run. There's going to be a lot of the similar people that are going to be at that open house on March 28th. They're going to be up in Bay City for that battle on the Bay. And it'll be really, really cool for you guys to come check it out and come buy some stuff for Hook One. Make me feel supported.
Yeah,
we are supported. I think you might be surprised. We do get a lot of people that would travel, and hopefully I can get them out to the showroom to come see that. It's definitely a hike. Trust me, when I got to go out there for maintenance, it's a hike, and it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth it. The showroom is beautiful. The property is set up really well. The tackle vendors there are going to be really good. It's 100%. If you're from our area, I promise you guys it's worth the ride.
Yeah. And it's a great opportunity for guys that live, further west to get in and see some of the items that you have to offer and trying to bring some of the bigger tackle guys that we know that do a lot of business into there to offer up some opportunities. So, yeah.
And that's, we're excited, obviously, as a bait store, we're always excited to meet new clients and talk to new customers and stuff like that. We're going to bring a little bit of everything. I'm going to have our flicker minnows there. I'm going to have our bandits there. I'm going to have our Hook One plastics there. Hopefully make it a little bit easier to set everything up, but we are going to carry a little bit of everything because I don't quite know what people are going to want. And typically, like if you do buy a Skeeter, free plug here for Skeeter, but if you buy a Skeeter, you really can do anything. You can go out to Lake Erie and troll crankbaits. You can come out to the river and vertical jig. You can go out to Saginaw Bay and pull spinners. So we'll be bringing a little bit of everything. I know Garmin's going to be there with a full setup. So that'll be really cool. I know, obviously, 2K Jigs, he'll be there. He's going to have a bunch of stuff. He'll probably have a lot of bass lineup stuff for you guys that are looking to getting into bass fishing. But just a really unique style event. We haven't done it. We have not personally been a part of that since we've been open. And really since COVID, a lot of that stuff's kind of been gone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of it started to go away, just before that. But definitely through COVID, we lost the ability to do a lot of those things. And so now we're just trying to bring that stuff back because that's what's fun about the industry is doing stuff like this. So
work is always going to be work. Like I preach it to these guys all the time that listen to us or watch us on YouTube. And it's like, yeah, is being in the bait shop awesome? 100%. Is going out guiding awesome? 100%. But work is work. You know what I mean? So when you get to do events like these and hang out with a bunch of like-minded people, it's so much better than just sitting in the store waiting for people to come through. Right. You get to go to these stores and then you get to bounce ideas off each other. I think that's another thing is a lot of times after events like this open house, like it happens every year after the fishing show, but after an event like this open house, you typically walk out with, I call them brain babies, but you've got something that you want to go work on. You've got an idea that needs to be made now because all of us sitting around brainstorming, whether it's with each other or customers, because a lot of times it's a customer. We get so caught up in work, whether it's selling boats and setting up shows, whether it's selling bait and tackle, whether it's providing information, also selling boats, but on a different level. Sure. We get so caught up in doing what we do. A lot of the times when we get to do these events and talk to the public or you go to these shows, you do get ideas that are kind of like, how have I not thought about that before?
Yeah.
But
I'm always amazed at the amount of knowledge, the fishing knowledge that's out there.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to share it unless you ask. So when you have an event like this where you can stop in and there's going to be a group of people, come to my neck of the woods and go salmon fishing. You know,
Yeah.
there's information out there. You just got to ask for it.
100%. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, with social media and stuff, I think a lot of people are just kind of scared to ask for information. Like, you look like a guy's getting ready to learn how to fish, and he's going out fishing with his 10-year-old son or whatever, and puts something up on Facebook, and then gets called every name in, you know, the English literature. And it's like, dude, the guy's just trying to find help. So a lot of people don't ask for help. They don't ask for advice. It's only one way to learn. You know what I mean? And so these events, it's as much as I'm learning, I tell people I learned just as much working in this store as the customer that came in, because they leave and they're like, well, this is how I catch fish. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. And it does. And they catch them. And then I'm like, we hear it with the boats at the boat show. Like, hey, what have you guys ever thought about doing this with the boat? Well, no, I haven't. Now there's a whole process that goes into it, because there's molds and everything that goes into it. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's just going to happen, but it's an idea.
Yeah.
And that is like by far the most fun thing about these events is like, what are we going to come up with this time? You know?
Yeah.
And we want to know. We want, for those of you guys that are showing up to the open house that are planning on fishing the tournament, we want to know your thoughts. We want to know what you're thinking. We want to know your ideas. They might work, they might not work, but we genuinely want to know, because if we want to turn this thing into an incredible tournament, something like it is down south, something that you do not see really around the country,
right?
You know, you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And it's got to start with baby steps. And so to you guys, to Bay City, you know, the Michigan Walleye Tour and all them guys, thank you. But let's get this thing rolling, dude. I'm very excited. So
yeah,
I agree.
It should be good. Now, one thing that I think is going to be interesting, Kevin mentioned it earlier, and it'll be interesting to see how many boats that we get all sign up and how that's all going to work. I think the number one thing I'm most excited for is takeoff. Bass boats, walleye boats, who knows where we're going. We're all fishing for something different, but I think it's going to be so epic. You're going to have trolling rods up. You're going to have casting rods up. You're going to have 18-foot bass boats. You're going to have 22-foot deep Vs, and it's going to be insane. Should be.
It's a really unique tournament in the format of having a bass tournament and a walleye tournament going on at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't happen every day. It's kind of unique, but that's also part of the fun of it. Like you say, the launch is going to be interesting, because do we launch everybody together? Do we launch them separately? How do we handle that?
And it's always interesting. I don't mean to interrupt, but the launch is always interesting to me, because it doesn't seem like the bass guys care as much as the walleye guys, because I haven't done any bass tournaments, so I can't speak on that. But I know for walleye tournaments, you want to be one of the first boats to your spot, because it's first light. Those fish are light sensitive, so they eat better first thing in the morning. And so it's a big thing. Like, let me get to my spot. I'll be interested to kind of see, you know, you're going to have the bass guys, I think, are more so like,
I think
maybe
you'll find they're every bit as competitive to get.
It is going to be a first light bite. Get your ass there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and it's also part of the idea of just get to where you're going and get as much fishing time as you have possible available.
And that's where I was going to bring up the flighting. The flighting is always interesting to me. My buddy runs a big tournament on Lake St. Clair called Madness, and what he notices is there's a mad rush to sign up right away to be one of the first few boats.
Right.
And then there's a lull, because everybody's waiting for boat number 60 to sign up in that first flight, because it's a 120 boat field. Boat number 61 is going to get to launch with the rest of the crew. Now, you got to wait for 60 boats to launch, but you got an extra half hour to fish.
Right.
And some of them guys, like lake fishing for walleyes is totally different than river fishing for walleyes. If you're going to river fish walleyes, then you definitely want to be out there first bite. But if you're going to lake fish them, so it'll be really interesting to see. But you are right. The bass, I've seen it here at 7 in the morning. They launch at Brandenburg at 7, and at 7:15, they're pedal to the metal heading up to the bridge.
Exactly.
So it is pretty cool, but that's going to be unique. And I think in today's day and age, you're in this industry, you know enough people. You're in this industry, you know enough people. Tournament fishing is kind of in trouble. Like your traditional tournament fishing, it's like payouts are going down. Buy-ins are going up. It's harder to find volunteers. It's harder to find people. You're watching tournament circuits fall. I think this is an answer. And we talk to my friends a lot about this, and our people is like, hey, now granted, you guys were able to hit the big payout, 10 grand.
Right.
I always said smaller buy-in, smaller payout, family friendly is the way to go, because everybody's intimidated by your traditional like tour style event. I can't wait to see how this thing goes, because if it does go well at one, I think it's something you could do on Lake St. Clair with smallmouth and walleye. But I'm excited to see where it goes in the sense of unique tournaments. I think you're going to see really good participation. I think you're going to see people that are interested to fish it because it's not what the industry standard is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you're going to put on a tournament like this, you really have to do it out of passion.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of planning. There's a lot of effort. I don't know how many hours Kevin and I and other volunteers that have been helping out.
A couple hundred when it's said and done, probably.
Yeah, we
Yes.
put a tremendous amount of time in this, so you do it for passion.
Well, there's no money in it.
Yeah,
Like,
not
I
for
can't-
us.
I
We're
can't
doing it just to get
emphasize this-
everybody together.
Yeah, I can't emphasize this enough, but like the tournaments that everyone has issues with are the tournaments that are operating to make money. And there's not enough money to make and pay out.
Right.
You know, that's why our tournament did well. That's why Madness does really well. That's why I think this tournament is going to do really well, is it is anglers focused. Like,
Exactly.
you at the end of the day, you guys are, and this is an advertising, you know, we hope to sell more Skeeters through Wonderland Marine because of this event. That's where the money is.
Right.
None of this money's coming off the top, right? It's all payout. The more people that fish, the more payout that goes down. The first prize is there, right? So it's like, that needs to be understood for you guys to be putting in. And there's a reason why there's not a lot of unique tournaments out there, is because there has to be money to be made. There's not a lot of people that are crazy enough to do it for free and hope the money comes back on the other end.
Right. We're doing it because we love it. We're doing it because it's such a group, a great group of people.
Yes.
But what we're going to need from all the Skeeter owners and all the fishermen is we're going to need to draw people in from everywhere. Where, an event like this, we can't do just with the local crew.
Yep.
We need to draw people from Wisconsin. We need them from New York, from Pennsylvania, from Texas, from wherever you've got a buddy with a Skeeter. Invite them to come up and join the fun.
Yeah. And if you got a Skeeter and your buddy doesn't have a Skeeter, ask them to fish your boat.
Exactly.
Ask them to just
Bring
fish
them
on
along.
your boat, bring them along. And if you guys don't own a Skeeter, and if you're not a tournament fisherman, just show up. Just come say hi on Saturday. Come up to Kevin, come up to Eric, come up to me, and just say hi. You know what? Just do that. And honestly, like, I don't have anything in here. Maybe I'll have some hats. We'll talk about it as it gets closer to the tournament. But if we have guys coming from here up to the tournament just to say hi, we'll give away some Hook One hats or boat towels. I'll have something for you guys. And we'll talk about it as it gets closer to the tournament. It'd be really cool if I could see you at the open house on the 28th. But honest to God, it's something that we just really want to see good, because I do think that Eric and Kevin, I think the number one thing they want to see out of all this is just this tournament blow up and you guys have fun.
Yep.
That's the number one thing. Because again, Wonderland is going out on a limb, putting a bunch of money out on the line. I know Mr. Paul's putting a bunch of money out on the line. I know Skeeter's putting a bunch of money out. I know Bay City is putting a bunch of money out on the line, hoping that you guys show up and stay in their hotels and eat in their restaurants and do that. So I wanted to do this episode because I just it's hard to drive home how much effort and how much really goes into this. And I've seen so many good events die. The Ultimate Walleye Derby is one of them. And I absolutely love that event, and it's gone. And guess what? It might not be coming back because we didn't have anybody do it. We need you guys to do it. We need you to show up. If you own a Skeeter, we need you to fish in the event. You know what? If you own a Skeeter and you don't want to fish in the event, just ride in the back and let your buddies fish out of your boat. I'm just telling you guys, if you don't support events like these and then they disappear, don't be mad about it. I hear a lot of guys coming through the door now with this Walleye Derby, and it's a perfect example because this is the first year it's gone. And I have a bunch of guys coming through the door. Oh, can you believe it's not here this year? Well, yeah, you didn't fish it last year.
Right.
Or you didn't support it last year, or you didn't share. Guys, a share of this video right here on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you had it could honestly, if 2 people sign up on that, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's another $500, $600 towards payout, another 2 boats towards having this tournament keep going. But the last thing that we want to do is put all this time into it, all this energy into it. You have a big boat company or a big boat sales company like Wonderland. You have a big boat manufacturer like Skeeter. And if this thing goes in the tank, guess who's not doing that next year? Wonderland and Skeeter.
Yeah. And we want everybody to just show up to see what it's like to be a part of the Skeeter family.
100%. I've loved it.
We're doing this for other Skeeter owners.
100%.
That's
and I wouldn't be doing this. I mean, you guys know as well as I do. I'm not going to just sit here and blow smoke because you know where to find me. I'm right here. But it's been a really, really fun ride these last, what's it been, 2 years, going on 3, working with you guys and, you know, just brainstorming in events like these. It's been a lot of fun. I think if you guys just show up and see what it's like, I mean, if you guys like to fish, the community and the culture behind fishing is what I fell in love with. Catching fish is fantastic. Catching a limit of fish, going to hook some fish. We're about to do it, and I don't have a watch. As soon as I can hang up this call, we're going to go fishing. And we're stoked to do it. But the community and the culture of fishing is like truly what's special. It's what built this bait shop. It's what built a lot of relationships. That's what you see when you go to these tournaments. You get to see the actual culture of it. These guys that literally live and breathe it. And then these other guys that do it, 5-6 times a month. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, and it's for everybody.
Exactly. Yep.
So that was kind of my TED Talk and my rant. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add about the open house event or the Battle on the Bay?
I just want to say thanks for putting this podcast together, because this is going to help get the word out. We need all the support we can get. We're trying to just make it the best event we can. So thank you for Hook One to just be a part of it and help and support us.
Dude, my pleasure.
Yeah, and obviously, Pete, thanks. Anybody that doesn't know, Pete's got a baby coming tomorrow, so he's pretty busy at the moment. So we appreciate him taking the time out for this.
Allie, I want to say thank you for letting me record this podcast. And I can promise you guys there won't be another podcast like this one, because Kevin's right. My second baby will be here tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning. Unless it comes sooner, which could be.
You never know.
But anyway, that's how much this tournament and these events kind of mean to us, and how much, time and effort we put into it. Again, what did it take you to get here? Hour and a half?
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
He's a little over 3.
Little over 3. Yeah. So 5.5 hours of the two guys combined. And legitimately, we're going out fishing for maybe like 2 or 3 hours, because these guys have to get back. Like, they drove out here to do the podcast, and my dumbass with my wife due tomorrow said, you guys want to maybe try and get some fishing in? Because it's your first time out here.
It is. This is my first time over.
If that tells you how important this event is coming up for us, sitting here behind this lens, and everybody else that we're speaking for. So guys, please, if you see this video, share it. Number 1, that would mean the world to us. Number 2, come visit us Saturday, March 28th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're going to be at Wonderland Marine West in Howell for their open house. Saturday, March 28th. I'll say it again. Come visit us. We're going to be hanging out there. It would be really cool to see you guys and talk about the tournament. Then Saturday, Saturday, August 15th is going to be the tournament. August 14th is going to be the captain's meeting. The Hook One crew, we're going to be up there for 2 days. We're going up. We're going to be up there for 3 days, because we're going to pre-fish Thursday, Friday, spend the night up there, and fish Saturday. So we'll be up there. We're really looking forward to the event. Guys, again, I really, really appreciate you coming out. Please come see us, not next Saturday, but the following Saturday at Wonderland Marine. You guys good?
We're good.
One last thing I just want to mention we didn't think about. This is a 2-man tournament, but there is going to be in a division that allows a third person in the boat if that third person is 16 years of age or younger. So we are allowing a youth division to help get youth more involved. And there's going to be a payout for probably a youth big fish.
Sweet.
Yes, so we're going to have special prize for the youth fishing.
Count Hook One in for part of that too. Whatever it is, walleye or bass. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, and that's again, like Eric's talked about, we want this to be a family friendly event. We want you to take your kids, and so, you get 2 guys that are tournament fishermen. Now they can bring one of their kids with them if they want. Obviously there's no additional buy-in for that. We're just allowing a third person in the boat if it's a youth angler.
So two-man teams, both divisions.
Yep.
And then your third person just has to be 16 or under, like your kid 16 or under.
Correct.
No entry fee for them, but they're still going to have a payout price.
Yep. And guys, any more information that you want to learn on that, scroll down, click the hyperlinks. You got the hyperlink to the Wonderland Open House Real Deal Fishing event. You've got the hyperlink to the Wonderland Battle on the Bay Facebook event. And you've got the hyperlink to the battleonthebay.com, their complete website. You can reach out and ask anyone questions there. Or if you have questions, you can find us at Hook One. Hey, I'm going to have this baby. I'm going to be back to work regular hours and schedules March 16th. We're going to be guiding, we're going to be fishing, and it's going to be awesome. We will see you guys next time on the Hook One Pod. Adios.